So let's talk to everyone.
Support the equality between men and women.
Good evening, Miss Ashbury.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed.
What do you know about Aloysius Dawson?
That man is a tyrant, the embodiment of greed and selfishness. All I despise about this country.
Goodbye, Charlotte.
She's been quite busy these last few nights.
So I talked to you. I mean, there's the people inside. Do they show up in the... Aloysius? Yeah, he shows up. But the vampires... Avery Cork... I should talk to my parents. My mother didn't say anything about him, though. About Aloysius.
Rats.
I need to find information about Aloysius Dawson. What can you tell me about him?
Don't trust him. He's looking for the same thing I was. Rats? No, not rats. Something else. I don't remember.
I must go now.
He's not... He's looking for something. I think he's looking for vampires, not rats. Let's go ask our... What's his name? I forget his name. House clerk person. Avery, of course.
Yes, Mr. Jonathan?
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
Not much, sir. Mr. Dawson's house used to be a good house, with many servants. I heard he fired them all recently.
Goodbye, Avery.
Of course, Mr.
He fired them all. All of his servants. It might have something to do with the fact that he's expecting to become a vampire. Let's go to his mansion then. Here we are. Only one window lit. At least it looks like that's the case.
Dawson's mansion. Here I am at last. But the question remains. Am I ready to make a dying man my progeny?
You're taking it so personally. It's not about your progenation. There's cakes. Oh my lord, there's cakes. Oh, I wanna be a person like Dawson and have cakes in my house and fire all my employees and then become a vampire and build the wall. Sorry, a wall. Huh. Wait a minute. Is the thing about him firing all of his employees a second jab at Dawson being like Trump? You know, because of the wall and stuff? Or is it actually a plot thing? I didn't connect the two because, well, I don't know Trump from television. But that's where he's famous from, firing people and all that. You're fired thing, kind of thing. Well, in fact, I do know Trump from television because I know I'm a big fan of The Office, the US version, where what's the name of the boss? The boss mimics. Is it the boss or is it Dwight? I don't remember. How could I not? Michael Scott, my God. Michael Scott mimics Trump. And he's like, I'm not going to be like Trump. I'm not going to be you're fired. I'm going to be you're hired. I don't know. I think it's there. Let me rob him a little bit more. Stealing all of the things. Oh, look at this sofa. Super sweaty. I can't sit on those for too long. Either they're too cold or they're too hot. A newspaper. John Francis Sparrow, 21, has been hung this morning in the prison of Pentville. Oh, it is hung, not hanged? Interesting. Mr. Sparrow was sentenced to death after being found guilty of the murder of his sister Alexandra Sparrow. Until the end, the man claimed he was innocent. No formal proof of his presence at the crime scene was ever brought to the court, but he has been sentenced to death and executed anyway. Scotland Yard refused to reopen the case despite the many holes in the chains of events, which ended with the death of Miss Sparrow. Charles Albright, who conducted the inquiry for Scotland Yard, refused to answer any of our questions, but 3 weeks ago he was demoted without any official explanation. What a strange way to reward an efficient inquiry. From Clayton Darby. That feels very slanted.
Reduced in rank for falsely accusing a man of murder. I wonder what Inspector Albright thinks about his punishment.
That seems... That article was very slanted. I don't know if it... I don't know what to say about that. Very opinionated. And vague at the same time. Ah, those lovely blue lamps. Sorry, green. I know the difference.
Finally, you're here, Dr. Reed. What took you so long?
I had to pass several of your barricades and outposts to access your mansion, sir.
Death, pestilence surround us, and time is against me.
I see you've gathered some of the most expensive, albeit experimental, blood transfusion equipment available. All this could be so useful in a hospital.
Yes. Since Lord Redgrave sent me a doctor to perform my conversion, I thought you might find some of these devices useful.
Most thoughtful. But tonight I'm not here as a physician.
But I feel reassured that a specialist such as yourself would help me to escape the Reaper.
Very well. But before I proceed, I have a few questions for you.
If you must, but be quick, for I don't have much time left in this life.
First of all, I need to be sure that you know exactly what is going to happen to you, sir.
I can assure you I'm as informed as any man can be. I have planned for this moment, Dr. Reed. Planned very carefully.
Sir, I'm going to end your life. Do you not wish to discuss the procedure for even a minute?
I don't have a minute to indulge in idle chatter. I can't feel my legs. And the cold, so cold.
You'll need to feed on warm blood. Blood from mortals. How do you feel about that?
I'm rich, Dr. Reed, and powerful. I'm sure I'll be able to acquire all the blood I need without ever having to sully my own hands.
I will become your maker. Do you understand what that means?
Well, I certainly won't consider you my liege, or some such drivel. You can be assured of that.
I don't think he knows what that means.
What do you know about the Guard of Priwen?
What I do know is that I'll crush anyone or anything that would dare to oppose me.
Let's move on then.
Please, I'm cold and tired. I feel my life waning with every moment.
But first, before you embrace immortality, what would you do with such a gift?
That's a rather impertinent question, Dr. Reed, and I will do as I please.
Answer me all the same. What will your first action be as an immortal?
To save London, I will finance the most efficient quarantine ever seen. I will build a wall that will separate the sick boroughs from the healthy ones.
You really plan to build a quarantine wall across London?
Yes, it will be tall and strong, separating the wheat from the chaff.
By doing so, you will also create 2 separate prisons.
Come, sir. An eminent doctor like yourself knows that such radical measures have proved efficient in the past.
Let me guess. You mean to isolate the rich from the poor?
This is a desperate measure for desperate times. England must prevail, Doctor, no matter the cost.
Even itself. Which is, it's not necessarily subtext here, though, but,
Who gave you the right to decide the fate of thousands of people?
My money. My money and my pending immortality gives me the needed authority, Doctor. I'm a businessman. I'm used to tough decisions.
Quarantine is not a bad idea, medically speaking. But I'm convinced this epidemic will not be contained by mere walls.
As long as the right people are on the right side of the wall, that's all that matters.
But you can't guarantee infection will not spread. Just one contagious carrier would be enough to create an apocalypse.
The apocalypse is already knocking at the gate. We must be strong now.
What if a new outbreak happens inside your walls? You'll have created a giant trap.
That won't happen. As long as we dispose of anyone that is contaminated as soon as they are spotted.
track and trace.
I've heard enough. It's time to proceed.
At last! All right, do what you have to do. If it hurts, so be it. I've been preparing such a long time for this.
Are you ready for immortality, Mr. Dawson? Drink now, and say farewell to life as you prepare to be reborn.
What do you mean, drink? What about the blood transfusion?
I'm the doctor and the vampire here, so I'll give the orders. Drink, sir. Now.
All right.
Good.
Not with teeth. You don't drink with your teeth.
That's enough. That's enough, I said.
I will not die. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Oh no. You will die, sir. Steel yourself. You're already in death's grip.
Such amazing line. Such an amazing line. Our mesmerizer level has gone up. The district will soon suffer the consequences of your actions. Oh, the stool fell over. Of course it did. It's only got 3 legs. So that's it, I think.
It's locked.
Let me just make sure there's nothing else around here. There is something else around here.
It's locked, all right.
Lots of safes. I wonder what's in them. I mean, it's not like it matters, but still. Anyway, that's it. Let's go. Oh. We have somebody waiting for me. Not the fate I would choose. He's afraid of death.
Is it done, Dr. Reed? Is Aloysius Dawson reborn, as expected?
Yes, my lord. Ascalon has a new recruit, as you ordered.
Wonderful news. I've waited for this outcome for so long. Tonight you served your country, the king himself, beyond all expectation.
Thank you, my lord.
No, thank you, Dr. Reed. Now, Could you do me one last favor?
Of course. What is it?
Go outside and talk with that disgusting creature I saw waiting for you in front of this mansion.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but I'll have a look.
Good. I didn't kill her on the spot, for she claims to be a friend of yours. But don't you dare bring such a creature near me again.
And by the sword, you die. Yeah, I knew who she was. Mm-hmm. Of course it's her.
We meet again at the strangest of times, young Ekon. So do you serve the Earl of Bristol now?
Old Bridget. What are you doing here?
Your friend, the wise Ekon. She sent me to warn you.
How did you meet Lady Ashbury?
She came to us in the sewers in search of answers. Just as you did.
What kind of answers did you give her?
I knew nothing of your maker, but we talked. We talked a lot. Her words and ideas are captivating. It is no surprise that you like her. I like her too.
Lady Ashbury in the sewers? Now that's a sight I wish I'd seen.
She said she was your friend, and that she sought the identity of your maker. So I answered her questions.
Did anyone see you? It's a long way from the dock sewers, and hunters are patrolling the streets here.
Who said I took the streets? How do you think I survived for centuries in this city without ever being seen? I know all her secrets.
Lady Ashbury? You know her? Tell me what's going on.
The lady approached me but a few nights ago, wanting to meet the sewer skulls. Once she questioned Harriet Jones. She agreed to help us.
Harriet Jones is still with you then? How is she doing?
Harriet remains angry, but is recovering slowly. Her mind is twisted, but at least her body is healing.
Tell me what is going on.
The lady asked us to keep an eye on your mortal doctor friend while you were away. We spotted the hunters. They were discussing plans to attack tonight.
Wait, slow down. I need to ask you something.
I'm listening, but I do not have time to waste, so be quick.
How did Elizabeth find you?
She presented herself humbly at our gate and asked if we knew of any ancestral vampires hiding in London. She asked about Ascalon. She asked about many things.
What do you think of her?
Her soul is good, yet tainted with a deep sadness and the scars of ancient wounds. Time does that to us immortals, for we have so much to dwell upon.
Why did she come to you?
I am old Bridget, the buried memory of the city. She sought the silent truths, truths I have kept hidden for so long.
Where is Lady Ashbury right now?
She said she will go home. She needed to speak with some old friends first, though. Do not worry, young Ekon. She is no fool, and just as strong as you.
Why do I feel like Lord Redgrave was particularly irritated to see you? Far more so than the average Skull, if I may say.
Because I used to know him quite well. And he is afraid I may remember who he really is.
You're Elizabeth's informant. You're the one who told her about Lord Redgrave's lies regarding his lineage.
Yes, but my words were not meant to hurt or threaten. I simply told the story of the sewer skulls, and of so many other forgotten children.
No time to lose, then. I must go there right away.
I shall return to my den. Have you a message for the lady? Should I see her before you?
She's no fool. I'm the fool. I suppose it's the first one. Because all the other ones are sort of... yeah.
Yes. Tell her I love her.
Is this still unknown to her? Go now and take care, young Ekon, for the flames are rising.
This is still unknown to her. They have a very weird relationship. Very vampire-y. So, we are supposed to reach the Pembroke Hospital. Lady Ashbury wants to talk to me, though. Let me not go that way. Let me go this way. She's still down there. Hey, dude.
Dr. Reed.
Oh.
Is it true you were dropped in rank? Tell me about it.
Yes, it is. I made a terrible mistake. I deserved it. Sometimes I think I should have resigned.
So why are you still working here?
Because I'm a damn fine copper. I just don't want to have someone innocent hung again by mistake because of me.
The death penalty is a great shame.
I agree. I'm convinced all civilized nations should abolish the death penalty. Maybe after the war, once that bloodshed is over, the survivors will change that.
Charles does not believe in the death penalty. Well, that's not really what he said. He doesn't believe that it's good, which is different. I suppose simplified, it does make sense.
Why do you think there shouldn't be a death penalty?
I believe no one should decide to take a man's life. Not a nation or a government.
Are you a pacifist, Inspector?
No, sir. But I believe in divine justice. Only God has the right to decide who will live and who must die.
Well, that's one way of looking at it. I suppose him being a cop, it does make it kind of complicated for him to have the other take on the death penalty.
Goodbye, Detective.
Goodbye.
Which is that it shouldn't be for the state to decide
Good evening, sir.
who gets to die, kill his own citizens and all that.
Good evening, young lady.
My mother always prefers when people simply call me Carol.
I wanted to make sure I didn't have anything. I don't have anything with her.
Goodbye, Carol.
It's gonna be tricky when they get sick. Oh boy. Let's go to Lady Ashbury. I don't think I have side quests to do. Basically everything is done. Apart from healing people. That is not done. This is Pembroke Hospital. And Whitechapel. Should I go to Whitechapel right now? Yes, let's go to Whitechapel.
Mr. Bates,
Evening, Doctor.
have you heard anything about Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
Not really.
Why am I not convinced?
Maybe it's because you lack faith. Being a skeptic must be useful for a man of science.
A man such as yourself, knee-deep in the muck of Whitechapel, must know more. Speak now.
Yeah, thanks to Nurse Crane's dedication, these foreigners keep coming to Whitechapel, and my lodgings welcome all.
So business is booming.
More than ever. Hope Nurse Crane's dispensary does nothing but flourish. More money in my pocket in the end.
How are conditions in Whitechapel at present?
The way this sickness is spreading, I don't think there'll be enough new bloods to replace those tenants I'm losing from this bloody thing.
Goodbye, Mr. Bates.
Oh no, wait.
Since I took an oath to help people, can I be of assistance?
Well, seen better days, that's for sure. But it was...
Infecting you is probably the last thing on these people's minds.
What?
What indeed.
Goodbye, Mr.
Okay, so that's him taken care of, and I am pretty sure that's all of them taken care of here. So all we have to do now is go back to Pembroke Hospital. But before I do that, now I connect here, which shouldn't be a problem. Let's just go forward this way, take a left turn. And here we are in Lady Ashbury's house.